Welcome back, everybody. Well, the last video I've been putting conduit in here for my water lines, but I didn't get finished because right here coming through the breezeway, if I stubbed them up here, it was going to get in the way of my tractor hauling all the gravel in. So I paused on the conduit. So let's see if we can get this slab filled up with stone. Comment on a video the other day. Sean Young asked me if I regretted not buying a hydrostatic transmission versus the clutch drive when I first bought the tractor, and I'm still pleased with the tractor, but initially I would have said no, I'm happy with what I got, and I bought the clutch drive again. But doing like what I'm doing today, using this loader, hydrostatic transmission would be very nice. And just like that, if I run the RPMs up to 1800 RPMs running through these footers, it bounced me out of the seat. So I'm having to use my foot throttle to sort of act as a hydrostatic, so I've got some kind of speed control using the tractor the way I am. But if you're just bush hogging and going one direction most of the time, I think the clutch is the best option. I think you probably get a little more grit and growl out of a clutch than maybe you would a hydrostatic transmission, but I say the differences are not that much. But as I've used the tractor, I've spent more time going frontwards and backwards than I have in one direction. So just having the ability to adjust your speed and that just forward and backwards versus having a clutch, and this tractor's got the forward and reverse lever on it. But from a speed standpoint, it's got a two-speed transmission, and then you've got 4 gears in each. But to change between third and fourth gear is just time consuming, so I end up usually put it in just a little higher gear, and then I'll sort of try to control it with my throttle. But that's, using a loader, hydrostatic transmission would be the way to go. But that's probably not the biggest reason on why I would buy a hydrostatic versus a clutch is the fact that my wife and little boy, they can't drive this tractor hardly. My wife can drive it, but she's not the tallest ever was, and it's a little bit of a stretch for her to mash the clutch down and drive it comfortably. And then my little boy's 11, and I've had him driving stuff ever since he's big enough to walk, and so I could easily put him in this tractor and say go bush hog the field over there, but he's just not tall enough to get that clutch down and stay in the seat without the tractor dying, which I know we can unhook the safety on it, but I don't want to do that. And I mean, it wouldn't be safe for him to operate it that way. But from that standpoint, that's probably my biggest reason on why I would buy the hydrostatic versus the clutch if I had to go do it again. While we're talking about features, when I was originally looking at these tractors, I was just going to buy an open station tractor. And one, I thought a cab would sort of get in the way on getting on and off and just be aggravating to have to open the door. And two, obviously, it's just cheaper. But my little boy talked me into buying one with a cab, and I'll have to say I owe him one. If I didn't have a cab out here today spreading this rock, I've been eating that limestone dust the whole time I was out here, and it wouldn't make using your tractor nowhere near as pleasant. But if it starts your bush hogging and it starts raining, no big deal. I mean, when it gets, you know, 20 degrees outside and you need to do something on the tractor, it's pretty nice to be able to turn the heater on. It gets a little warm. Got that air conditioner on, but just keeping that dust off of you is worth its weight in gold. But if it's within your budget, the way I look at it, these tractors, a person buys them unless you're using them commercially. If you just use them around your farm, just here and there, they probably last you a long time. You know, you buy it and pay for it one time, but I don't think you'll regret it. Well, this ain't exactly what you'd call fun with all these pipes sticking up, but I got it pretty close with that yard box, just to take some of the big humps down. And so I'm gonna get in here with a rake. We'll put the transit on it and see if we're pretty close, and then we'll have it ready for installation and go down on top of it.